Oh, it's a skiing challenge. Oh, cool. What? I know how to ski game. Come on, I'm not a. Let me figure. Do you guys remember back in the good old days where you had to figure shit out for yourself? Like in old games, you'd come across something new, and you'd be like, "What the fuck is this?" You know, you go, "What the fuck?" You screw up a lot, but then you figure it out. You know, and that's satisfying. But these days, like, oh, you gotta press the button. And then this button, and you do good, and you get thing, okay? It's like, oh, great. Man, I do feel good about myself now. Here's why this puzzle's fun, yeah. Like, yo, do you remember when I was playing Jack and Daxter? And, like, the game does not hold your hand at all. Like, you had to figure shit out. And when you finally beat it, it's like, yeah, you know, like, I did that shit, you know? That's one thing I really don't like about modern games. Like, I'm not ripping on Wuwa or Genshin in general. Modern games do that a lot, to be fair. Oh, I've got max stacks. Do you know what that means? Damn. No, like for reals though, like I really like, that's one thing I really enjoy about like playing older games. Is like you have to figure shit out for yourself. I feel like in this day and age the reason why games hold your hand a lot is because gaming is the biggest like media thing in the world. Like it's the biggest like biggest, most money making thing in the world. It's bigger than movies and shit like that, right? And because it's so big, it's become mainstream. Therefore, when they make games, it's got to appeal to everyone, right? Therefore, like, you kind of people stop playing your games because they can't figure out what to do, and then that gives you a bad review, and it's like, oh shit, you know, because you're going to have the odd frickin' dumbass who doesn't know how to press the jump button and be like, I can't beat the first level, man, like, frickin' bad game, you know, like, you're going to have people like that. And, but like, back in the day, right, like, you play a game, you get fucked, you die. You die. You die a lot, and it's great. You know why? Because you're learning. You learn, and you get over it. It's like real life, you know. You freaking hardships build character, right? Like if you die to the same boss, you gotta get good. And yeah, it fucking sucks. Like I mean, when I play games like Celeste and dude, fucking Hollow Knight killed me, right? I remember that freaking boss that like would waddle around real slow and it would move like at light speed every couple seconds after moving slow, and I would literally rage. Like, I have a playthrough on my YouTube channel of me playing through Hollow Knight blind. There is a section somewhere in there in one of those episodes of me raging at that boss. I guarantee it. Right? But when I beat it, it felt like the best shit, right? You don't feel like that anymore with modern games, because they hold your hand, right? Obviously not, there's going to be games out there where you still get that feel, right? Like, I'm sure Elden Ring is like that, right? You got to figure shit out for yourself with that game. But, like, I miss that. I'm like fucking like Ratchet and Clank was like that. Fucking Drake, the final boss of that game, hard as shit, right? If you don't have the Rhino trivializes it. Well, not even then, like, because the boss is like both fighting the boss, but also platforming. You're doing two things at once, and that shit was hard. You actually had to focus. You'd run out of ammo. It's like, oh shit, you know, I got to use all my guns. That shit was great, and then you beat it, it's like, yes, I did it, and it feels great, and you get the sick-ass final cutscene. I need that. I desire that so much in games, man. Like, I need that satisfaction in my life. That game handholds you. Souls game, hold your hands, twist it, break it, and leave you in the dirt. I like how people are afraid to try DS and Elden Ring because it's hard. In reality, just go mage or range spam and summons, and the game is so fun, yeah. It's, I remember Asmongold talking about that, actually. It's what I feel sad about casual players. It's the outright refusal to try and overcome challenges and enjoy the satisfaction of overcoming it. 100% agree, Ifraf, like 100%. That's, yeah, that's it. That's it, right? Like, the thing is because games have become mainstream. I just mixed those words together. Like, they have to, right? Because if the player can't figure it out, also, I see that bell there, I'm gonna get that. If the player can't figure it out, and they leave a bad review, that's bad for the company that made the game, right? But I am very grateful for, like, the indie games that actually do make proper, good, old-school games that are really hard. You know? Because there is, like, it's literally normal human, like, nature to feel satisfaction, immense satisfaction, after overcoming something difficult, right? That's why when you've been at work, if you've had a long-ass day of work that's been really hard, and you come home and you get to relax and enjoy a good meal, that feels 10 times better than if you could than you would just do on the weekend, if you're just relaxing on the weekend, right? It feels 10 times better. It's true. Like, that's literally ingrained in us, right? because that's how we evolve as people. Like it's like hardship builds character. And I know that we're talking about games here, but it's like, I remember when I played Celeste, and I spent like, I think it was like 4 to 6 hours on the last level of the game. The hard shit, like the sea slide in the mountain, right? And like it was a huge ass level, and you had to like wave dash. Like they didn't teach you how to wave dash. You just had to do it. You just had to know how to do it. You had to figure that shit out. When I finally beat that level, I've never popped off that hard in my life. And I play fighting games competitively in the past. I don't anymore, but like I'd beat a really good player, I'd like go yes like that. But when I beat the last level of Celeste, I actually screamed. I was like, oh, let's go! Like, I actually got up and just like walked around just like this. And it felt fucking amazing. It was so good. And I miss that, chat. I miss that feeling. I desire games that I want to relive that experience, you know. Unfortunately, WoW isn't going to really give me that, but WoW combat in general is just fun to do, you know, because like difficulty doesn't equal fun. You know, difficulty equals satisfaction, right? But there's a big difference between something that's hard and something that's just annoying. You gotta be careful with that, you know? Because if something's annoying, it's not difficult, it's just like, oh, I don't want to do this, it's just, ugh, you know? But like that final level of Celeste is a perfect example, because it's not annoying, it's just, you gotta get good, you know? Where'd you go? You just gotta get good. A lot of games these days, to make something difficult, they just make it gimmicky or just annoying to deal with, right? That's another issue. I wish game designers would actually study true difficulty and what actually makes something hard, you know? And give people, make a game like that, honestly. Like, when you think of a game like Pokemon, right? Pokemon's not overly a difficult game. But there are certain fights that are really hard, like the Cynthia fight, for an example, right? Cynthia's really got a really good team, and when you beat her, that's satisfying, because you actually have to plan ahead and figure out how to beat her and counter her Pokemon and her team, because if you don't, she destroys you. She can sweep you with her frickin' Garchomp. She's got a Spiritomb which has no weaknesses. It's like, shit, what do you do? You know, like, you gotta plan ahead. And when you do it correctly, it's like, yes, I got it, right? Like, you can overlevel, but it's really hard to overlevel in that game, because EXP is shit. And the thing when it comes to when it comes to difficulty with games, I don't mean every game has to be difficult, right? Like, absolutely not. Shit, no. Like, but there should be games that are made for those kind of audiences, that's the thing. Which they absolutely are. Also, that hurt like a truck. Holy crap! Damn, Genji, you crazy. Considering you go on blind, you won't even know what's. Yeah, exactly. You try even everything, and it's either normal or not effective or immune, leaving you absolutely. Yeah, exactly. If it's your first time, you're like, it's such a hard fight. And let's not talk about Garchomp. Yeah, like you need an ice move. You need an ice move because, like, even if you bring an ice type, it has flamethrower. Like fuck. You know, like, shit, what do you do? I remember I lost 2 Pokemon Platinums League like 60 plus times before I finally beat it. Yeah, see, exactly, like, when you get through, like, sure, it sucks, and you get mad, but when you beat it, it's like the best shit.